Warning! The following gameplay video was created by a scrub. If scrub gameplay disturbs you, stop the video now. Hello! Well, normally this would look like a really favorable tactical map here, but I still have a fair amount of recovery to do before I can safely say that I won't lose any units. Haha. And, as it too often does, this AI move took me by surprise. In fact, it wasn't until this point in the mission that I realized that this particular setup they were using with the heat shells and grenades was in fact tailored to deal with short-range encounters. The first time I saw the heat shells, well, the first time I noticed them, was when they fired them in a longer range encounter, and I thought, oh well, it's one of those builds where they bring shells dedicated to one of their weak ranges to help keep them competitive. But nope, that's 2 heat shell squads and grenade skill, so that's dedicated. This is one of those unusual occasions where I have something good to say about my gameplay, which is, at least this time, I waited until the illumination shot was up to take a critical shot. It's not the absolute maximum accuracy, but compared to last time, it's a much better move. Now, one of the things that I do not understand yet about the game mechanics is whether or not a broken weapon actually reduces damage. And part of this is because base accuracy figures into a lot of things, but the game doesn't explain exactly what or by how much. For example, does base accuracy affect the damage of special shells? Does a broken weapon affect special shells? I looked through the game instructions and the tutorial and the instruction manual that's available between missions, and I could not find anything about it, nor could I find anything about it in the online guides that I've looked up. Ooh, these guys are dedicated. If they had 3 heat shells, then I'd say that I was in pretty considerable danger of dying here. I'm actually in moderate danger of dying anyway, because the 2 heat shells plus 1 grenade put me in possible kill range for 1 more normal shell. Yeah, I suffered a little bit because of neglecting to pull back my recon for another elimination shot, but I think it wasn't too bad. Well, you wanna know why I didn't get shot at a third time? Yep. It's because the timing of my second shot was actually quite good. Jun's quick loading time meant that at the time my second shot went off and broke their weapon, they were just about to load and fire, but they got reset. Wahahaha. And now with no more heat shells and Emilio's close range, there's really not much that they can do. Now, I won't argue that wire is a bad idea. However, they could pretty clearly see what squads I had available, and there was no way I was not going to bring cleanup with me. Even though their shooter squad was only at 10 health, it still would have been a better move to bring them along, because they can at least perhaps score a bit of knockback with grenade and some rocket shots and delay the close combat. After all, neither of my squads, well, none of my squads have the ability to attack enemy squads. Ah, how sad. That repair was too late. Ahem. I actually have not practiced my evil laugh that much. Not much call for it. Maybe I could work on improving it later, though. Oh wow. There wasn't even any need for cleanup. It's pretty rare for so many things to happen before something like wire goes off. But hey, at least that's one more skill, actually two more skill animations that I don't have to speed up, so not complaining there. And with that cleared up, now it finally looks like I'm pretty much safe. Alright, so this is touching and all, and I won't say no to backstory, but this came out of freaking nowhere. He wasn't even talking to someone. There's plenty of missions left. There would have been time for him to build some rapport with the other characters before letting that thing go. And I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that we're never gonna hear about this again, and that'll be pretty much it for his character development. Such is the fate of a secondary character. Well, someone picked a fight with the wrong guy. Kinsato has been through a lot in this mission, and he has no time for you. The most important thing here is that the shooters are to the right, and therefore they're the ones that are going to get torn up by the infantry. Now, if they were packing a gas shot, then, like, I would actually have some trouble, especially if they were able to throw it out before my squad skills had fully triggered. Now, with a lowered attack power, it's a little tricky to figure out how to handle this, but this is one of the situations where suppressive fire is really nice, because even though its attack power is affected by accuracy, its suppressing effect, keeping the enemy from moving, is not effective. So I don't need to worry about dealing with them moving their medics backwards and forwards and maybe having to snipe them, which probably wouldn't work on the first shot because medics. Also, Kinsato is getting better at aiming. Well, that happens to everyone, but for him it's kind of a slow project. I wonder if at some point it'll be worth waiting for 75% or 80%. Well, okay, against squads, probably not. I don't think it would affect the damage that much. Oh, both smoke shots in one battle. Wow. That's definitely not going to get a full duration right there. Although I have to admit, if I was on the opposite side using that smoke shot, I would have been annoyed by that hit right there. Well, maybe if you've played tactics games yourself, you can relate, using some sort of skill or other effect that drastically decreases enemies' accuracy, but they immediately hit anyway like they were just fine. And of course, over the course of the game it all evens out, but at the time that it happens, you're not feeling so great. I guess this is an okay time to talk about other tactics games. I think my first was, like several gamers, Final Fantasy Tactics. And, of course, at first I did not know how the formulas work. I pretty much abused ninjas to victory, really. Well, that and some of the really broken stuff from poaching. And Orlando. Orlando was the worst, or best, depending on your perspective. I can't imagine why you would say that. Right. Ryoko's like, I'm a Japanese girl, how could you possibly like Japanese girls? Well, she might say that, she knows them better. Also, so can Sato just beat those other guys up really hard, and now he's gonna just nudge his glasses up while glaring at them and pull the trigger. There's no in-game indication of that, but I'm imagining it, so it must be true. Later on, of course, I discovered the fun surrounding self-imposed Final Fantasy Tactics challenges. Mine was Ramza and 4 generics, and that was pretty much it, actually. It barely even counts as a challenge. It was just deciding that I was tired of all of those overpowered NPCs that joined later. I made Ramza a wizard. That was fun. That duel with Weegraf that everyone who was new to the game had trouble with, I just cast a summon and that was enough to end it. Also, I realized how easily it was to snap the game in half. Really unintuitive things like teaching ninjas martial arts, or teaching a knight to use a heavy sword in 2 hands. The game can't handle that sort of shenaniganry, which is a word I just made up. Well, there's more enemies left, but the objective is right ahead of us. There's strong incentives for finishing things quickly, and of course there's that green squad thing, so really, why wait? Well, and then even later I discovered the wonders of mods, particularly 1.3. But I think 1.3 was a bit too far in the difficulty direction for my liking. I like a lot of the things that they did with the classes, but I feel like, especially the late game, pushed it too much towards 1 or 2 specific things are viable, forget the rest. That being said, I never completed it myself, so I wouldn't say I'm an expert on it. So, as a result of this particular mission, these 4 characters jump ahead a bit in experience. I also love how Ryoko is the one who's giving the debriefing at the end. Okay, that one is a dedicated long-range shooter with repair, which is not a bad back row, so I might consider that. I haven't seen its stats, so that's another factor that I'll take a look at. Oh dang, we've got some self-loathing running around here. That's actually sort of a side of Ryoko we haven't seen yet, and I appreciate how it was handled. Not like that Emilio thing. I feel like I say this every time this game brings up its fictional history, but I think it all meshes together really well. I think they had some talented writers working for them. You're in the mountains and it's getting close to winter. I don't think it's a mystery, Weisegger. That is actually kind of a mystery at this point in the story, though. Like, this is some of the most inhospitable territory in North Japan. Very few people live here, and as far as they know, nothing of importance is around here. So, why are there so many North Japan units around? So, the formation room is locked because, well, no time has passed story-wise. You're stuck with the formation you've given everyone for this next battle. So I really hope you didn't use all of your good squads on the side that was going to show up last mission, because if you did, there's gonna be trouble. And of course the game doesn't warn you about this. They wanted the fact that you're separated to be a surprise. So, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. There's plenty more on the way, and I will see you then. Later.